We have surrounded the GLA capital. They have biological weapons and we know they will use them. The Chinese have pledged their support for this final assault. We must not fail, General. The world is watching.
Yeah, so, it's pretty well established at this point that this game was kind of generic. But I think this mission really exemplifies that. I mean, this is the final mission of a game. And it's like supposed to be this whole big deal. Oh, we are assaulting the capital of a GLA, and what capital? You know, I didn't even know they had a capital up until this point, and it is never really established. And what the fuck is that buggy doing? Do you see that?
Looks like the whole GLA is lining up for us today.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, it's just this whole thing. It's just another city map. You know, the only thing is they have this Great Wall of China for some reason. That's literally all the map has going for it.
Target is burning, front door is open.
Yeah, and it didn't really feel like you were building up to this. Like, I understand it's the last mission and they have to make it big and they have to make it through the campaign, but like, what were we doing before then? We were just, it didn't feel like we were making any progress. Like, it shows up and you're like, really? We pushed them back enough to be at their front door, you know?
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah, I mean, you just, every mission is just, you whack the GLA.
They have dug into their capital
And this mission, you whack the GLA in the capital. This is supposed to be like have some big impact somehow.
The missions in this game seem less like a campaign and more like just a series of missions that you might as well just select the mission you want to play from a drop-down list. They don't have any connections to each other. They don't string together as a campaign.
Any more projects?
Yeah, aside from difficulty scaling, there's really nothing that really strings them together. There's no overarching narrative. It's always just, here's this thing and you gotta do this, and it's always isolated and has no connection to the overall story of a game. Like, how exactly is destroying this capital city of the GLA gonna stop, and like what effect does it have on them?
You know, that seems to be, the thing with terrorists is that they're spread out, there's multiple cells, that sort of thing, and we act like, oh, we pushed them back to their biggest cell. It's like, I don't think that's how that works.
Unit lost.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't the Chinese campaign kind of the same thing even? Like, we tracked down this really big GLA cell that's responsible for everything, and we destroyed them. Yet here we are, 2 campaigns later, the GLA is still kicking, and we didn't really make a dent in their activities at all.
And not only are they still kicking, but they've, almost every mission they had the upper hand when they started. I mean, hell, in the beginning of this campaign, they were pushing us back. We spent a whole mission protecting our troops that were retreating.
Yeah, what happened to those troops? Did they just vanish into the ether? Did they get sent back home and are now receiving veterans benefits? What was their bearing on the overall story arc? They didn't really impact anything at all.
And I think that's where this game kind of falls flat in a narrative standpoint, is the missions, they don't make sense, they don't work together. It tells something that the most memorable part, the part I hear most people talk about from the expansion, isn't the campaign itself, but it's the Generals challenges, where the missions, at least they make sense in why you're doing all these missions together in a series.
Yeah, although one of the things they did actually improve for the expansion is exactly this whole sense of narrative. I think a lot of it was that they, you know, did a lot more. They had a lot more effort put into actually putting a narrative together. And hey, Scott Storm, take that out.
Prepare for action.
Armor detail.
And they don't actually rebuild them. That thing. So by sending in the bomber and the A-10s, I pretty much guarantee that they're not gonna get shot down because the bomber is gonna draw all the fire. The A-10s can just slip in behind him.
Uh-oh. Well, the bomber didn't get there.
Well, it did its job.
Let's build.
And yeah, that's the joy of the POW cam.
Got room for 5.
Because you reveal everything on the map, and that's especially in this campaign, maps that can be really big.
Well, traditional Command and Conquer games, they had the spy satellite, which did the same thing, but permanently.
Let's get to work. Paladin
Well,
tank
that
in
was
the
only
Red
Red
Alert.
Alert, the first one.
Red Alert 2 had one too, didn't it? It had like a reveal the whole map building. I feel like it did.
Have a job for me.
I'm not sure. I want to say yes, but
Made in the
it's been
US
years
of
since
A.
I played that game, so I don't really know at this point anymore. Yeah, so one of the things I thought for this final mission was when I look into the thread, you always see these people going all out. I just build like 5 particle cannons and blow up everything every time I play, and so I decided I never really showed off any of the super weapons really well, so
Yeah.
let's just do it for this mission.
We're going super weapon, super weapon for the mission.
What's the story?
Well, if by super weapon you mean 2 particle cannons and then you
I can get behind that.
But yeah, I do some ground assaulting, but it doesn't go so well, spoilers. And most of the heavy lifting will be just super weapons.
That was pretty much my in Tiberian Dawn. That was pretty much my
Clearing terrain.
strategy. Was I would assault
Upgrade.
everything
Protecting
with
our people.
GLA tunnel network
the
discovered.
ion cannon
All units
and
watch for
orcas.
surprise
How about
attacks.
a lift? Looks like
So
a good run.
I'd ion cannon it, and then I'd run it and finish it off with orca bombers.
Unit lost.
I don't remember, was the ion cannon actually any good in that game? Because I know the nuke sure wasn't.
The nuke was not good. The ion cannon was. It did a decent amount of damage. I think it could kill
Clearing terrain. Proceeding to target.
about half the buildings in one shot. It couldn't kill. So if I had an ion cannon and about
Got room for 5.
3 or 4
Let's go
orcas,
for it. How about a
I
shoulder?
could kill a command center
Ball
like
wide
that.
open. Got room for 5.
I remember only from Tiberians on the ion cannon, if you targeted just right, you could actually destroy every building, including a construction line.
This'll wait.
Oh, the same thing applied to the, what's it, the,
Proceeding to target.
not super weapon warriors, or the
Breaking
Cluster
loose.
missile.
Under command.
yeah, there's
Let's build.
another example of generic game design.
Good area.
Yeah, I LP'd that game like a year
Wanna
ago,
make some
and I
improvements?
already forgot what mod had for.
Has it already been a year?
Can't build this, sir.
Big
I have something around that.
location.
Unit lost.
China has been generous. There's not
And,
enough build
yeah.
space.
The AI isn't too big on the offensive. Like
How about a lift?
the units I have are
Detail.
pretty much good at fending them off, except
Let's
they
take
do
a-
actually start building the camouflage upgrade for the rebels.
I built
And the
for
thing about
China.
Pathfinders is when you put them in a Humvee like that,
Of course.
they don't actually detect any invisible units, which is
Yeah,
kind of
That's a
annoying.
good start.
I can see how it'd be a little overpowered if it could, though.
Any more
Let's
projects?
take a look.
All finished.
Well, I mean, the
Nice when it starts.
downside of a Humvee that it is, you know, how fragile it is, it would still apply.
We'll tear through their armor.
But it'd be a lot faster.
Construction is complete. Construction.
Definitely.
We have
Big
we'll tear through their armor.
Well, I mean, the Pathfinder is really, really good already. It's like the best unit in terms of unlockables through the Generals menu, hands down. Like, the Paladin is probably in second place, but
We will live
it's not even close to the Pathfinder. It's nice, but it's not even close.
I see you're going tank hunters instead of rocket soldiers. You think they're better?
I'll be your spotter. Should have a
No, I just happened to select the Chinese barracks first, and also this one was busy building Pathfinders. So I don't really have any specific preference.
Unit lost.
There we go, tanks just sitting around, getting shot at. It's not fine, Generals AI in action.
Looked like those units, the GLA units, were upgraded already.
tanks out there.
Yeah, they do upgrade them for this mission.
Do they come out of the structures upgraded?
We'll tear through their armor. Let's build.
Yeah, that's how the
Oh.
upgrades work.
We'll tear through their armor.
Yeah, I mean, they don't get any special rules where they, like, spawn in off-map rocket bugs or whatever. It's just, you know, they research the upgrade at the palace and they get it.
Like a good run. Keep the change.
Yeah, so,
Oh yeah.
the AI in this game is kind of,
A very good plan, General.
good in that the only way it cheats is with money.
China has been generous.
It doesn't do any of a fancier cheating that some other
Unit
AIs and other RTS games like to do.
Built for China.
How did that bomb truck get there?
Proceeding to target zone.
Building is complete.
Taking new ground.
Like, seriously, how did it get there?
Heavy armor ready for action.
And how did the worker set up that tunnel network? I thought I killed that guy.
Got room for five.
Apparently not.
Yeah, I actually checked, like, I checked to see if the terrain over there was possible, and it's not. So how did he get there?
The GLA have amassed strong anti-air weapons on the top of the wall. Particle cannon may need to send in ground troops.
Yeah, we may need to send in ground troops, but I think the particle cannon got it.
You could just take the particle cannon and just go right up the wall that they have garrison.
Oh, now I see
Enemy
what
tanks out
happened
there.
there. From what I remember,
I see everything.
the
Build.
bomb truck has a special ability where it cloaks as one of your units. I thought that
Lost.
Humvee was one of my own, who somehow had glitched out pathfinding.
I built.
Yeah, it was like this fucking pathfinding in this game is terrible. But no, it's actually what it was.
That's genius.
Construction built to spec.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing that happens when you're at like, you know, when you're playing at 2 a.m. or what was it at that
Yeah.
point?
Control the skies.
And I was sure he was going to, he was shooting at the airfield, but he actually shot at the Raptor. And yeah, it's a whole invisibility thing,
I
being
love it.
annoying.
The game has trained you so through the
Unit
three
lost.
campaigns that the pathfinding is so horrible, and it finally took advantage of that.
That building should work.
China's rocket.
Usually you see one of your own
it's-
units like driving through your base all willy-nilly, you're like, wait a second, that's not mine, but you're like, this game and its terrible pathfinding.
Warning,
It's like,
particle cannon activated.
in the previous C&Cs it would be like a harvester just being in the most improbable place, just like, oh, what the fuck is that thing doing again? God damn it. Yeah, and then it just explodes. Like, that's what they should have done for the limpet drones in Tiberian Sun. Would have been a lot
Have
funnier.
their radar vans just parked right outside their entrance
We
there.
have big plans. A very
Well, it does give detection and they have multiple.
Okay, fair enough.
I like the big targets.
Unit lost.
No, yeah, just taking down this whole little wall of China we got going there.
Laying the foundation.
The OK
something-
wall of the GLA.
Let's build. That's a good start.
Yeah, so one thing I want to mention is one of the new units we get is the Aurora bomber. I don't show it off because its gimmick is that it flies at supersonic speeds until it fires its weapon, and what that means is it can't be shot at until it fires. It has one single bomb, and
Construction is complete.
once it fires that bomb,
China has been generous.
it can get shot at
When it's
again.
done.
So it's basically a kamikaze unit.
A very good.
Yeah, and you should know my stance on suicide units by
No
this
good.
point.
Unit
And
lost.
that Patriot battery came online just in time.
Oh, one got through.
Construction built to spec.
I think I catch him later on somewhere. Or actually,
Well, he's not gonna do a lot of damage just by
I think he
himself.
just
The foundation.
yeah. Actually, I think he just disappears.
Tactical fighter reporting.
You know, just keeping tabs. They have like a legion of little slave workers shuffling supplies.
They're really spread out over there.
Finish.
Well, it is their capital
Standing
for
by.
all that's worth.
Copy that. Altering course.
And the thing about the Wall of China is it might not be immediately apparent, but there's like a billion rocket guys in each one of those little posts with the flags on it. And I don't actually notice it.
Unit lost.
Yeah, I figured they were all garrison.
Upgrade is complete.
Yeah, the thing is usually when a building is garrisoned, it has like sandbags and you know it's boarded up, the windows and whatnot, and
Layering them up.
yeah, here it's just it looks completely normal.
Tactical fighter reporting.
Looks like a good run.
So it doesn't look like something that would be occupied, and
On your command.
I don't really notice it because you know how
Got it.
playing at 1 a.m. thing.
Unit lost.
And what the hell was Raptors doing? I told him to attack the Stinger side, and he just went for the technical instead. What the hell? And yeah, there I decided let's use some flashbangs to clear those guys out. Except that's not what happened for some reason.
Oh yeah. Keep the change.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, for some reason, the Rangers and the Humvees are really picky when it comes to flashbangs. Like, sometimes they just don't throw them.
Breaking loose.
Well, they're dealt with now anyway.
You got your shot. Chew on
Yeah, except
that.
there's more sections to this wall,
Breaking loose. Looks like a good run.
tank responding.
and it's gonna bite me in the ass. Like, at the very end of a mission, I'm gonna lose a bunch of Raptors because I didn't take out like this one section of wall
It is
down in the very corner.
Overlord. Speaker tower will be ready soon.
But anyway, here we have a tried and true Overlord method.
It is nice that the final
Speaker
mission you
tower
do get
is
access to both USA and China tech.
Can't do that.
Oh, yeah, it is kind of nice. I mean,
Give him an airship.
they even have this little blurb from the advisor that, oh, the Chinese authorize our use of their facilities, and just like, I wasn't gonna
Right.
ask them.
It's nice that they approve though.
That one's done.
You know, we helped them bomb Bishkek or what was it, and now they let us use these bombed out facilities that they have absolutely no authority over.
This is the Overlord tank. Gatling.
And then again, they're probably supplying the crews because They still have all the Chinese accents. Oh, I like to. Maybe it's like you send in Americans to train at the Chinese barracks to be tank hunters, and they actually train them to
Warning,
talk with a
particle
Chinese
cannon
accent.
activated.
They train them to be Chinese. Once you're Chinese, you'll know how to drive this tank.
Unit lost.
Yeah, it's just inherent knowledge that every Chinese is born with.
How about a lift? Oh yeah!
The manual is actually like Sun Tzu's Art of War.
This will be over soon.
And, you know, Pathfinder being
Lost.
generally useful. And I don't think even a single... I don't think a single pilot's alliance was...
Can you put pilots in your Overlord tanks?
Definitely can.
Got room for five.
It's just, like I said, not a single pilot's alliance, we all get gunned down
Right.
immediately.
Is there a threat? Crusader tank responding. Moving in.
You know, just moving around,
Just
blowing up
slowly
barrels.
roll through with your Overlord tanks, killing things,
Unit
blowing up
lost.
barrels.
Yeah, except the enemy actually rolls back at me, and well, it doesn't go well. As you can see here.
Oh, one of them died.
Lighten them up.
Those guys were actually going towards my base,
Yeah.
and that was really just poor timing on my part. And fucking Raptors, attack the Scud launchers, that's why I called you in. God damn it.
Flying high.
Low power.
Oh, and now you're low power.
And something took out my oh, there was but some rebels anyway.
Your forces have discovered a working oil refining complex.
Yeah, so those rebels took out the
Army's elite.
power plants, and now I have to build some new power plants.
How about a show of force?
And by the way, what do you think happens to these guys, to this attack force I have here?
The one that's dead already?
Oh, well, it's not quite dead.
Gunship reporting.
I still have the Humvee.
Yep. Layering them up.
Humvee here.
Yeah, fucking Raptors just being completely useless. I wanted them to attack these Scud launchers, and they just completely ignored the Scud launchers and did God knows what.
Need a point man. Always prepared.
Let's get in there.
Attacked whatever they wanted.
Gunship reporting in.
Yeah, that one Humvee, that's a badass Humvee. Like, I had 2 Overlord tanks in that task force.
What do you got?
They died, but the Humvee
'cause the
survived, even though he was...
It's because the Humvee
yeah.
had a shrubbery in it.
Cover's on the
How
way.
about a lift?
Yeah, it's at a sliver of health. And yeah, by the way, that's the one corner I don't take out. Down there.
Ooh,
And it is also filled with a bunch of
fired
stuff.
one. Oh, you didn't kill the attack force?
Well, if you look up in the at the
Oh, okay.
countdowns, you can see. Yeah, Hero's getting really impatient. Like, get ready already! I want to fire
Unit
you.
lost. Warning, nuclear missile launched.
Ooh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, it actually arrives just in time to shoot down the A-10s.
Warning, particle
And
cannon activated.
you know, we have these GLA holes. Might as well double tap the particle cannon. Wipe out some more survivors. And more overlords.
Always more overlords.
Because clearly the only reason the previous offensive failed was it had only 2 overlords. Should have had at least 4.
Unit
Special
lost.
forces here. On the
And
go.
here I decide I have these rangers. They're not doing anything.
Warning,
Depleted
particle
uranium
cannon
shells ready,
activated.
General.
Might as well put them to good use and capture those buildings.
There's no problem that can't be solved by more overlord tanks.
Got room for 5. Always prepared. Special forces here.
Well, what do you do if you have too many overlord
Overlord
tanks?
tanks.
Special forces here.
That's a
Army's
trick
elite.
question. There's no such thing as too many
Yeah.
overlord tanks.
Entering the structure. On the go.
And the one slave is gonna have a really bad day.
Need a point man.
Frequency's open.
Building capture complete.
And yeah, that's a nice thing about Rangers.
Building is ours.
They can take out the command center all by themselves. So long as it's just not guarded by any.
Always prepared. Entering the structure. General, our base is under attack.
And yeah, but I'm not actually planning on building any GLA units. But it's nice to have these buildings just acting as a bullet sponge.
You could
On the way.
add a
Because-
Scud Storm to your collection.
I didn't think of that.
Lord is
That's actually not a bad
extra
idea.
large. Speaker tower will be ready soon.
At this point, I basically have the enemy on the ropes.
MiG in flight.
Speaker tower.
Not really.
Speaker tower is ready.
It's not like I really need a Scott Storm at this point. In about 3 minutes, I'm gonna wipe all these guys out, anyways.
Got room for 5. Let's go for it.
Yeah, that one Humvee, he actually makes it all the way to the end of the mission.
Well,
No,
good
so-
on him.
Yeah, I just find it funny. Like, Overlord tanks die, Paladin tanks, Crusader tanks, they all die, and all the Raptors go down, and this one Humvee,
Yes, sir.
he's the one survivor. Because he's the most badass of them all.
Lost.
Frequency's open.
You know, even the Comanche goes down. Because he decided to just fly into the Stinger side. And then he goes into the Humvee because he knows that Humvee is badass.
Humvee here.
And now the Humvee's even more badass.
Yeah, although, one thing that bears mentioning is you can't actually put pilots into helicopters, or Comanche helicopters normally, and you can only put them into airplanes when they're landed, and the Comanche never lands, except when he's damaged, and you send him back to the airfield for repairs, and while he's repairing you have to send the pilot in. That's the only way you can put pilots into Comanches.
Cannon is ready.
Convenient.
Yeah, I think the developers just kind of dropped the ball on that one.
So you're pretty much just waiting to unleash the full might of your super weapon arsenal on them, right?
Warning. Particle cannon activated.
Yeah, I'm gonna show them the power of this fully operational particle cannon. And taking out the AA, and
Comanche here.
now the map gets revealed, because this is also one of those missions that got made by the, or maybe it was just the Intel, I don't know. I was about to say that it was the same guy who made the Chinese final mission reveal everything once you take out most of the stuff, but apparently it wasn't.
Warning. Particle cannon activated.
Yeah, at this point I thought I took out all the anti-air, but I still have that one corner of the wall left. And that's shooting down all my planes now.
In the field. I'm listening.
But, at this point the Comanches are more than enough.
We defend China's airspace.
Comanche here.
General, our base is under attack.
It is.
And, yeah, by 2 rebels with AKs.
Rocket pods are now available, sir.
But, you know,
Yep.
Humvee.
In the field.
It's got a handle.
Unloading rocket. Operation underway. We're going in.
So here you can actually see some of that targeting I mentioned previously. Like I put the airplanes on patrol and they go for the defensive buildings first, even though the supply depot is closer.
What?
Yeah.
How did
What
they get up
happened
there?
Objective.
Yeah, they
complete.
got shot down and they parachuted.
Well, that's a sufficiently average ending for a sufficiently average game.
You know, we have the president, or at least some guy in glasses, and a bunch of Chinese dancing again.
Show of the USA's Air Force.
Yeah, they could have given those to us. We would have finished that mission like 10 minutes faster.